right, once again, the whole play was for 3 functions with that domain, a table for each, and then you're going to do the 3 transformations for each function. So, our objective for today, I can transform a function using different parameters. Once again, do you remember what concept we're still on? So, without your notes, lock your toolbar. I want you to write the definition, one example, one unexample, and a hashtag. You got 1 minute. Copy that and go. By now, you should have this already engraved in your noodle, right? You wake up in the morning, function, right? So, we got this. So this is where we're going. Look up, guys. Last time we met, we ended up with this general formula, and we said, now we have 3 different variables for 3 different transformations in one function, yes? Okay, today, I'm going to have you guys do a little bit more exploration because we've been doing a lot of graphing on paper, but now we're going to get into Desmos. You guys remember when you were with me at the middle school, I used Desmos to show you a couple things on there, but today you're going to be controlling the Desmos. So I want you to see a couple things, but you need to answer 3 questions. Write these down. 3 questions. Question number 1. What does the graph look like when A is greater than 0 and when A is less than 0? You can write it on your graph paper, that's fine. Right at the bottom. You don't need to get Cornell Notes formatted or anything like that. Second question. What does the graph look like when H is greater than 0 and H is less than 0? And lastly, what does the graph look like when K is greater than 0 and K less than 0? Copy that. All right, so you copy the questions. So this is what's going to happen. Look up, please. I'm going to send you the link right now so you can go to the link for Desmos. I'm going to give you a code. Pay attention to this part. You're going to type in the code to log in. It's going to ask you to sign in with either Google, your Google account, or otherwise, but I'm pretty sure you have a Google account, right? So make sure you log in, and then from there, don't do anything else. Don't move anything on the screen because I can see anything that you're doing over here. So make sure you stay within where you're at and wait for me. Can somebody get to the phone, please? Thank you. All right, here's the link. Should look something like that. Go to the link. It's going to send you to Desmos, and here's the code. Type in that code, sign in, and then I'll wait for you to sign in. Once again, that's what the screen looks like when you log in. There it is. So, what I'm going to ask you to do right now, we're going to go to a different screen to do the activity to make sure you see what we've been doing on paper, but now you're going to see it in action, okay? So I want you to advance. Notice at the top of the screen there's an arrow that advances the screen. I want you to go to the 4th slide. Go to the 4th slide, 4th screen. Do that right now. Okay, so over you went to the 5th screen. Go back. Stay on the 4th screen. Corey, we're waiting for you. Advance the screen to the 4th screen. All right. So this is what your screen looks like. Okay, don't touch anything. So here it goes. Pay attention, please. Look up to the screen. So here's our general formula. You guys see it? And the one in black is our original f of x. So here it is in black. That doesn't move. It's already there. Graph for us. The one that's going to move is the red one. And I need you guys to pay attention to the red one. Now check this out. We have 3 different variables for 3 different transformations. We have A, which is the number that goes here, and it's going to do something to the graph. H that goes in here, and K that goes at the end. I want you to start first with the variable A. I want you to move the lever and see what happens when you advance it. See what happens when it's less than 0, and answer the question on your paper. Each one of you needs to answer that question. Once you're done with A, you move on to H, and then you move on to K. Okay? I'll give you guys 4 minutes. Ready? Go. All right. Okay, by now you should have answered the questions, all 3 questions. You should have explored with the graph and see what it did. Okay? And this is what I see on my screen. I see all of your screens and what you're doing as you do it. So, pretty cool, yes? So, with that said, I want you to log out of Desmos and go back to Nearpod. I'm going to advance your screen, and you should end up here. Okay? Once you're there, I want you to lock your toolbar. Send me the picture of all your questions together. So, if it's 2 of you, I want to see 6 questions with answers. Ready, go. Okay, here we go. Writing utensils down, look up to the screen. Here you go. Focus, please. Here it goes. So, I'm going to do 2 transformations. Because what you're going to do at home, you're going to do 3 transformations for each function. Now, I'm going to show you after the first transformation what it looks like, and I'm going to take that and do 1 more transformation. But I need you guys to focus. Here it goes. So, it says, the function f of x is shown. So here's f of x. You guys see her here? Yes. Okay. Whatever the rule may be to create that, there it is. However, they're asking us, consider the formula g of x equals a times f of x minus h plus k. Then, graph the transformation when a is 2. So pay attention to this part. Here it goes. When a is 2. Well, let's go back to what we did yesterday. Yesterday we did 2 f of x. You guys remember that? Yeah. So what did the 2 do? It multiplied f of x. So what does 2 represent? 2 represents the variable a. Everybody following so far? Okay? So that means I need to know what f of x is. Is that correct? So some of us can see it just by looking at the point. Focus, please. Some of us don't. So the first step that I want you to do for these, whenever they give you a graph, is make a table. And right now you're just paying attention. Don't copy this. There it is. You're going to write your 5 points or whatever points they give you. So what is my first point? Negative 4, 0. Next point is negative 2, 4. Next point is 0, 0. Next point is 2, 4. And the last point is 4, 0. Are we there so far? All right. So now I'm going to do the first transformation, which is a equals 2. That means if I substitute a here, it's going to look like this. So what does that mean? Take f of x and multiply times 2. So when x is negative 4, what is f of x? 0. So that means 0 times 2 is 0. So here's my first point. Let me go to the next point. I'm looking at negative 2 of x. It's right here. What is f of x? 4. What is 4 times 2? 8. So that's negative 2. Now we are at 8. Next, 0, 0. Next one, f of x is 4, so that becomes what? 8. And the last one, 0 times 2 is 0. So my first transformation is right there. Are we there so far? However, I want to continue to the next transformation of this one, of the green one. Now the last transformation is to do what? K equals negative 5. What is that going to do to the green function? Move it down 5 steps. So I look at this point, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for all 3 of these. Then I look at this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for both of these. And now I transform that green one to the red one. Now check this out. The original was the blue one, then I went, it stretched, and then I moved. So that's 2 transformations of the original one that we did. Is that correct? But what was the first thing I needed to do the stretch or the compress? I needed to do a what? A table. Okay? So you can either do that on paper or you can do it on, it's up to you. But you're going to do one of these together as a team. Ready? Here it goes. It doesn't have to be on paper. I want to see the transformation on the screen. So, lock your toolbar. And I want you to do those transformations. Ready? Go. Alright, so did everybody see what happened? We first stretched it, and then it moved up 3 steps. Is that correct? Okay. What's that? Want to do one more? Yeah, let's do one more. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Lock your toolbar. Now for this one, look up. Do they ask you to do A? No. No, so this one goes straight to H, and then at the end it finishes with K. So, not queso, but okay. Therefore, do the transformations, please. Ready? Go. Correct answer should be on your screen. Hands if you got that. What's that? You didn't what? Oh, it doesn't matter if you, for this one it doesn't matter if you use colors or not. Okay? Alright. Show me your fingers with your fingers how comfortable you are with this so far. Okay? So, good. So basically, this is what I'm looking at. Look up, please. For those of you that are a little bit confused, look up. So, after the first transformation, when you substitute 10 in here, you're ending up with what? X minus 10. If it's X minus 10, which way does it go? To the right. So that means we move it to the right. And then last, this one is going to move up 8 steps. Okay? So for hopefully, you're going to do 3 transformations for each function. Enjoy the hopefully, guys. Put away my iPad, sit on my desk. Have a good. See you guys till Monday. Bye.